What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm reporting live from the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 5 reunion. Yes, God. Y'all did not see me on the stage because I was behind the stage, behind the scenes, getting all the juicy tea for you guys. Do you like my glam? Yes. A girl came through. Yes, for the reunion. Yes, God, baby. Face beat by Keisha. Hair styled by Cree. Outfit styled by moi. Yes, I'm giving the girls a run for their money. Yes, God. Yes, bitch. Okay, so you know how we do every reunion. I got up close and personal with these bitches, so I'm gonna tell y'all who had the best hair, worst hair, best makeup, best dress, best overall look outside of moi. Okay, so I'm gonna give best hair to Candiace. I really loved her like Dutch ponytail. It was really cute, something I would have wore, a few months back when I still had hair. Second best hair I would have to say goes to Monique. Monique came with a cut a bitch bob, and she was not motherfucking playing with you hoes. Worst hair has to go for Robin Dykeman. I don't know why her stylist decided to give her this bob and then put tire tread marks throughout the bob. Did y'all pay attention that she had literally tread marks, like tire marks going down the side of the bob? I did not understand it. They were trying to be cool. It looked a mess. It looked dirty. It didn't even look like her hair was flat iron good. It was like lumpy and crinkly in certain parts. Girl, try again next year, Robin. Girl, you tried something new and it didn't work. Most improved hair, however, goes for Wendy. She got rid of the Michael Jackson. She got rid of, the Tito Jackson up in here. She was giving us SpongeBob SquarePeg with the edges, but she got rid of that shit. That's how you knew she was drawing that shit in. Best makeup, I feel, outside of myself. Come on with the eye. Yes. Come on, beat. I have to give it to Miss Karen. I love Karen's look. Everybody pretty much had the same nude look, but she had a little smokiness to it. So I really loved Karen's makeup. Worst makeup goes to Robin. It was way too harsh. She tried to go for a vampy look. It was just way too harsh for the yellow dress. Wendy's makeup was giving me very thanks for everything, Julie Newmar, Tu Wong Fu. She was giving me Wesley Snipes. She just did not look good. Best dress, as far as actual dress, not the whole style, but dress outside of moi, I will have to give to Monique. I really loved her dress. Yellow is a hard color to pull off, especially in the wintertime. So it was cute for what it was. I would have got rid of the sleeve. I felt like the sleeve was doing a little bit too much. And then I would have to give best dress also to Candiace. I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't care for the bow and then the nude bottom half of it, but I thought it was cute. It would give me something like Sex in the City. I was here for it. Worst dress goes to Ashley. I don't know where in the Little Mermaid she was going. She looked like she should be an extra in the live action version that they about to film. I didn't understand the fish scales, the little gills and shit on the side of the dress. Then she had a split all the way up her to her pussy. The baby looked like we could see the baby head crowning. I did not understand it, child. Then Wendy looked like she was going to somebody quinceañera. It was a sleeve. It was asymmetrical. It was asymmetrical at the bottom. It had ruffles. It had sequins. It had a slit. It was just doing too much. She looked like she should be on Towers and Tiaras. No ma'am, no God. Best overall look for me from head to toe, makeup, hair, everything included. I feel like this look came together and congealed the best. To me goes to Monique and Candiace. Worst overall look to me was Ashley. Ashley has been looking atrocious these last few seasons. I don't know if it's the pregnancy. I don't know what is going on, but she needs help ASAP. So, we get a glimpse of the ladies preparing for the reunion, backstage, getting their hair and makeup done. Andy goes back to check on all the girls. Candiace is watching the final episode, and she says to Andy, just watch that Monique was in therapy. I can't wrap my mind around that. I was like, well, wrap it, bitch. So then Monique says, I bought a book of receipts. Everybody has a tab. Yes, God. And I went on Twitter and the tabs read, hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick for y'all, because I hollered the way she had everybody separated. I know one of them was former friend, one of them was posted, one of them was last lady, that was Gizelle's, Robin, Wendy, and I forgot what the last one was, but baby, I hollered. Monique did not come to play with the girls. Monique got the bitches together. That last 10 minutes where Monique gave Gizelle her ass a kiss for old and new was going down in reunion history. Andy did not lie when he said the girls came to play and Monique came to gather these bitches edges. Bitch, she took the rest of their hair like she took mine, bitch. So the ladies all come out, and I noticed that Candiace refused to look at Monique when she came out. I was hollering because it's just like the pettiness of it all. So Andy asked Karen, has she had any work done on her face? And she says that she got some like fillers or something in her nose or whatever. Because Karen's nose was very witch-like. And it did seem to soften it up a little bit. Andy asks who's changed the least in the cast, and Ashley says Gizelle. That shit had me hollering. I'm so happy that Gizelle had her moment in the sun. She was in the hot seat, and the girls did not let up off that old bitch ass. And I have been waiting for this shit. Yes, God, I can't wait to get done with this review so I can go back and watch it again. Even though I was backstage, I still want to go watch the shit again and relive the moment. So, Andy says, Gizelle, we've heard a lot about your fashions this season. Were you surprised? And Gizelle say no, because it came from Candiace. Because it came from Karen in one ear and out the other. And I was like, well, see, bitch, you got selective hearing, and we don't need for that to be the case at this point. You need to hear exactly what we, the viewers, and what Karen is telling your ass. Because, bitch, you can't dress. Your country is fuck, and I need for it to stop. It's hurting my eyes, bitch. So, Andy says, Karen, how would you describe Gizelle's style? And Karen says, a hot mess, but she knows it though. It's her trademark. Gizelle, you are a beautiful woman, but your taste sucks. Karen had me dying laughing. Karen and Monique were the MVPs of this goddamn reunion. So Gizelle said, that's your opinion, Karen. Karen says, and I've learned to appreciate it. It's very therapeutic in quarantine. Like, bitch, you were my amusement to get me through this pandemic. So Wendy says, Gizelle suffers from pretty girl syndrome. Since she's so pretty, she doesn't have to try. And I'm looking on from behind the camera like, see, smart water. This is why don't nobody like you. Just shut up. Like, because she cute. Don't get me wrong. But Gizelle ain't the baddest thing walking like she say. Like, bitch, she does need to try. There's no excuse for the monstrosities that this bitch likes to wear. So, where was I at? I lost my damn space. So Karen says, please. And I was like, exactly, Karen. Andy asks Robin about Gizelle's fashions. And Robin says, she makes some bold choices that aren't for me. Gizelle was pissed. If you paid attention to the way Gizelle was looking at her, because she already told her this season, have my back. Don't, go in on me like everybody else. She was looking at her like, Robin, really, bitch? Really, bitch? Really, ho? And I was like, that's what you get, bitch. So Andy asks Monique about Gizelle fashions, and Monique says it's always like the hand in the face emoji, like the shaking, like, oh my God. And I was like, facts. No lie was spoken here. Let me get my outfit together. My ensemble is coming apart. Yes, give the girls. Look, I need to have a photo shoot. Yes, God, where is the photographer? Yes. Should I flip it back this way? Give the girls a little shoulder. Ooh. 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 Now let me flip it back this way. I like it this way. This gives me church mother. This gives me Gizelle. This gives me Candiace. This gives me Wendy. Oh, Sifo. Yes, I look like I am from the Congo, bitch. Yes, God, come on, fashions. So, Andy, I'm sorry. So Candiace said, I want you to have a day with a great style. It's like even Candiace was shading her ass. Andy said to Karen, Gizelle pointed out that you had on fake Fendi. And Karen says, can you spell alterations? And somebody actually went back to the clip and posted it on Twitter where you can see that the outfit was altered. So Andy asked Monique who she thinks is best dressed amongst the ladies. And she says, Karen. Candiace says she would have to nominate herself and Karen. Andy said to Monique, I'm surprised you didn't say yourself. And Monique was like, I'm not that vain. And Candiace says, in public. I was like, here these hoes go. Grab security. So, I don't want Monique to drag a bitch. So the viewers asked Karen why she went after the Green Dye Bandit so hard this season. And she says it was a healthy shade. Robin says, no, you wanted to blame the fight on us. I have been threatened. I've been told I needed to be dragged. No lie was spoken. So Karen says, that has nothing to do with me. I was like, amen. She said, I needed to show the other side of that night. The story needed to be told, the gleefulness in your eyes. And I was like, yeah, we all wanted to hear what Karen had to say about you nasty bitches. So the next thing we see is Wendy's segment. And I was like, oh, do we have to, Andy? And he was like, yes, Keisha, we have to. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So we find out that she's still teaching at Johns Hopkins. Whoop-de-doo. And Andy says, I'm impressed. And Wendy says, I'm glad you are. Please don't bring her back. But I know she's coming back. And I'm just like, do we have to? So Ashley says, I never wanted to downplay your accomplishments by the way you use it. But the way you use it almost to put other people down. And it ain't no almost, she does. She thinks that she's better than somebody because she got 4 fucking degrees. And at the end of the day, them 4 degrees didn't get you nowhere but on reality TV. They got you at Johns Hopkins. But bitch, you're still on reality TV collecting a check with women that did not get 4 fucking degrees. So it really didn't separate you from the herd, girl. At the end of the day, you still ended up on reality television slinging insults with bitches for a living. So, all right. So, Andy says the viewers feel you are constantly throwing around your degrees. It ain't no feel, that's a fact. Wendy says because I'm constantly put on the defense to have to defend my degree. Girl, did nobody ask you to defend them funky ass degrees, bitch? You don't even want them no more. Girl, sit down. So Ashley say the way you used it was so divisive. You threw it in my face in a way that had no time or place there. And Wendy says, I do think it was divisive. And I was like, see, bitch, you always trying to correct somebody like you smarter than somebody. So Ashley say it was a conversation you initiated in aggressive manner. Wendy say, see, you use these terms aggressive. And I'm like, Ashley says, because you use your education to put other people down. And I was like, okay, so here she about to go and say that Ashley using the word aggressive is trying to make her look a certain way, trying to pin her to be the angry, violent black woman. No, bitch, you did come at her aggressively for no fucking reason. It ain't got shit to do with you being dark skinned and her being light skinned. Let's not play that fucking game. So, Andy says, Karen, why did you call her a floozy freelancer? And Karen says, that was Gizelle. And you heard Wendy say, she didn't call me that. Gizelle added that. And I'm like, now that you know that this bitch added 10 on 20, further putting a rift between you and Karen, I hope that makes you look at her differently and see how much of a shit starter that she is and how she lie on people. So Gizelle says, I did add floozy, but the reason is because from day one, she was trying to get you kicked off the show. So Wendy says, oh, I know that. Gizelle said, you pulled me to the side and said, Wendy does not fit this show. Karen says it's a lie. And I'm like, her saying she doesn't fit the show still does not say that she wanted her off the show. Y'all didn't say that she physically said, I don't want her on the show. Let's get her off the show. Let's do A, X, Y, and Z to get her off. So she just said she don't fit the show. And to be honest with you, she doesn't. So Robin says, you said Wendy is not Potomac. She's not. She's not good for the show. She isn't. So Karen says, I said I'm having challenges with connecting to Wendy. I think that Karen said more than that, but I don't think that she ever said, let's try to get her off the show. Wendy says, I think she was mad that I didn't come to her like as a mother goose and try to have her take me under her wing, this and that. And Karen says, you don't have to come to me as a mother goose. I accept you. So it's Candiace segment. And Andy says, let's talk about your song. How does it compare to Ashley's? And Candiace says, it doesn't. This one doesn't need any auto-tune. Ashley said, I perform my song live without any glitches. Like, yeah, bitch, every time you sing, there's a motherfucking problem because you can't sing, ma'am. So, Candiace says, but the vocals, my dear, they're trash. And I was like, neither one of you hoes can really sing. Like, the fuck, bitch, you and not Beyonce. Girl, you ain't even Rihanna. So Ashley said, you and this whole trash thing, have you looked in the mirror? And I was like, somebody finally said it. So Candiace say, the man you lay with is itching. Take a test. And I was like, it was a cute read, but it needed a little bit more tweaking and finesse, but it was cute for the moment. So Ashley say, shut the fuck up. And Candiace say, you butted your forehead into my business. And I was like, now Candiace, that was a good one when she said you butted your forehead into my business. Because that bitch, you got a flat screen for a forehead. So Andy said, Candiace, you are a disaster on Twitter. And Candiace says, thank you. But you could tell she was low-key feeling some type of way that he said that about her. But I'm like, bitch, he trying to help your ass, because if you keep it up, you're going to be just like Kelly Dodd ass, out of a job after this season. So Ashley says, it took her a year to apologize to me. And Candiace says, worry about your babies and your husband. Ashley say, that's provoking language. Stop talking about my kids. Robin jumps in and says, you question my choices with my husband and my children, so don't get all sensitive because she mentions you have children. She didn't say anything negative. And Ashley said, yes, she did. Robin says, did she say he looks like your husband? And she was like, Ashley says, was that not rude? And I think that went over so many people's head that Ashley shaded her own baby. Ashley shaded did at her husband like, how dare you say my child look like his ugly ass, Gollum looking sickly father. Bitch, don't you ever. That shit had me dying laughing, yo. But I'm like, I agree with Robin. Like, bitch, you have talked about people and their families and questioned people's families and relationships. So now that it's coming back on you, have several, Ashley. Have fucking several. So Andy says, do you think colorism has anything to do with why people on social media say Candiace and Wendy are always called aggressive? Wendy says, and like she look at Robin. Robin said, what you looking at me for? Don't be looking at me. And Wendy says, I think it's interesting that Ashley uses words like aggressive and ferocious. After you use those words, people inbox me calling me a bitter black bitch. Girl, they was gonna call you that anyway. Monique says, I didn't know that ferocious and aggressive were just words for black women. Okay. Wendy said, I wasn't talking to you. And I was like, Wendy, why do you got all this aggression towards Monique? Monique ain't did shit to your ass. Oh, but you co-signing with the green eye bandits, and the bitch that's sitting next to you look like a fucking mole that used to be in my mama fucking front yard. You just all on the team of not liking Monique. Monique ain't never did shit to you, ain't never said nothing rude to you. Girl, sit down somewhere, you bandwagon ass bitch. So, Ashley say, if you're doing something that's trying to incite a fight, Wendy, that's aggressive to me. Robin says, I will never refer to a brown skin or dark skinned woman as aggressive because of her skin tone. Like, I got a lot to say about this. Andy says, so if a woman of color was acting aggressively, what would be the proper way to call that out? Wendy said, like, something else, just something else. Bitch, if you ain't even came up with a conclusion for this something else, then you really need to shut the fuck up. So Monique says, hood rat or ghetto, as they call me. And Candiace said, you refer to yourself as hood. Andy says, Candiace, do you admit that you have a tendency to provoke people? And Candiace say, I can admit that I use my words very well, and that is to my detriment. And Gizelle said, you could be extremely below the belt. And I was like, finally, somebody called her ass out. Even Gizelle telling your ass that you are a bit much. But let's go back to this whole colorism thing. I need for Wendy to have several seats and for Robin to have several seats, because you bitches will get on this show and call each other bitches and hoes and this and that, and hood rats and trash and dumpster trucks and all this and that. But that's okay. But being called aggressive and ferocious or trigger words, girl, like, I hate when people try to make one thing worse than the other. Like, stop it with the foolishness. Like, please stop it. Like, you putting 10 on 20. Let's not go there. All of y'all sound dumb. All of y'all sound like fucking hypocrites. So back to the Candiace segment. And Gizelle says, that she could be extremely below the belt. Andy says, I think your life would be much easier if you ease up off Twitter. And you can tell that Candiace, once again, is irritated by Andy checking her ass. So we find out that Candiace is getting her MBA and that, her and Chris got a new house. Congratulations. As they go to break, we hear Monique say to Ashley, you see, she didn't take accountability for anything. Since they want to spread rumors, we can talk about all the rumors we've heard about everybody in this cast. And Ashley's like, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think this. Ashley was afraid, and she was like, well, bitch, I hope I ain't one of the bitches you about to spray. So next is Gizelle's segment. And this was reality TV gold. So Andy asks, how would you describe your home decor? And Gizelle say, I like things that I like, and it all comes together. And Karen says, or not. Like, Karen was juking that bitch every 5 seconds. So Gizelle said, Karen, you don't live in my home. And Karen says, oh, thank Lord. So, Jesus. Giselle say, at that point, Gizelle looked like she was about to straight up cry, y'all. You can tell. And she said that she's put in the hot seat for like 8 hours, and at some point, she mentally breaks down. And I was like, this is what you get, bitch, because for 5 seasons, you have been starting shit, talking about people, being jealous, being a fucking hater, and all roosters come to motherfucking hen, bitch. I don't know if that's the right goddamn terminology, but I'm going with it. So, Karen says, the theme of your house is Ronald McDonald. So Gizelle says, congratulations, her Geritol kicked in. And I was like, okay, that was cute. But Karen came back with, your old ass is 50, so stop acting like you're 25 or 30. And you can tell Gizelle was looking like, bitch, don't be out of my motherfucking age. But I'm like, bitch, it's all in your neck. We can tell that you're 50. So Andy says, what's going on with Everhue? And Gizelle says, my manufacturer shut down because of COVID. Karen says, are you still selling your products? Gizelle's like, no, I'm not. Karen says, Ladam didn't exist. My fragrance is in Bloomingdale's and on HSN. Gizelle says, good for you, Karen. Like, she did not like being in a hot seat, but she always want to start with other people. So Karen says, word on the street is that Target liquidated you. Tell the truth. And I was like, tell the truth, bitch, shame the devil. So Andy was like, have the other ladies seen a change in Gizelle since she's reunited with Jamal? Karen says, are you back with Jamal? And Gizelle says, sure am. Karen says, that's not what the word on the street is. The word is you and Jamal have made an arrangement that he would save your job by pretending you were together. Is your relationship real with Jamal, or is it true that he has fathered another child, like your father recently said, and then he has another baby on the way while he's been dating you? Gizelle says, he has not. My father was exaggerating. And then here comes Monique with the motherfucking alley-oop, bitch. It was like Scotty and Michael back on the court. So Monique come in with but when y'all got back together, he told his girlfriend that it was just for reality TV and it wasn't true. Gizelle says, thanks. Like, if she didn't know what the fuck to say, she wasn't ready. Even though she should have been ready, she wasn't ready. So Candiace says she's been waiting to drop these receipts a long time. Yes, bitch, she has. And we're all here for it, bitch. All of you hoes is on the hot seat. She's coming for every last one of you bitches. I know what you did last summer. So Monique says, the lady, she's a pastor, and she reached out to me. She sent a bunch of screenshots and pics of him and her bed. I don't play dirty, but she likes to play, but Gizelle likes to play dirty, so I'll play. He's definitely been talking to another woman. If you like to see them, I have the receipts in my book. And she grabs that binder, baby, and that's when shit really got the rolling on the river. So Gizelle looked like she wanted to shit on herself. Gizelle said, I don't have any reaction to that. Oh, bitch, but you did, because it was all on your face. It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. So Monique says he's always asking about her schedule. He's sending screenshots to her whenever he's doing his little church tours. Andy says, how do you know those texts are real? And Monique says, You want me to call out his number? I'm sure she knows what his number is. Meanwhile, she's not even looking at Gizelle. She's looking through her binders, honey, and that was everything. So Robin says, "Oh, dude." Robin says, "What's your motive behind this? Bitch, shut up, because you're next. You're next, hoe. So just shut the fuck up and let your friend go down a sewer tank she belongs in." So Monique says 410 blah 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 5 blah 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 42 55 36. I said dun, 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 dun. If she would have did that, I would have hollered. So Andy says, "Is that his phone number?" Gizelle looked, because she couldn't lie. She's like, "Yeah, that's his number." Because she knew if she lied, Monique was like, "Well, let's call the number then." So Robin is scared shitless at this point because she like, oh my God, like she looked like she was in shark infested waters. So Gizelle says, "I don't believe anything that comes out of Monique's mouth or anything that's in that binder. I knew she was coming to make up whatever." How is it made up when you just admitted that it was his number, sis? You weren't ready, bitch. So Monique says, she said it's for me. She said, "For me, it's not a good time to travel to Atlanta if you're working on putting your family back together." He says, "What are you talking about?" She says, "What am I talking about?" She screenshots the actual article. And so here come Candiace. Thomas, are we really listening to this? Oh, bitch, shut up, wide nostrils. So Monique says, "It's not real. It's reality TV." Candiace says, "This is disgusting." And Monique said, "If you want to come for my family and my relationship, I'm coming right back to you." Anything else? Oh, okay. I know the hating bitch said something. So Candiace says it's pathetic and low. And Monique says, "Of course, I'm going to bring receipts to back up everything that I'm saying. So while you're sitting over there having fake fraudulent relationships with your ex, your kids ain't even happy about, you sitting there like a damn fraud, bringing a different man onto the reunion every freaking year. I hope he's sitting behind you this year." They never are. Past the holy whore. Since you want to keep calling my husband big boy, and I was like, get her, sicker, sicker. So Karen says, "Is Jamal coming?" Gizelle says, "No." Karen says, "Of course not." So Monique says, "Your pastor boyfriend is slinging his big D all around his congregation, even in Atlanta as we speak, and you know it. You're a fraud." I can't even say nothing. Andy is speechless, bitch. Andy didn't know what to do. Andy was shooken. Baby, Gizelle couldn't come up with a quick enough lie. The dick was in her throat, bitch. Andy says, "Any reaction to this?" And Monique says, "Of course she doesn't have a reaction because she knows it's true." Next. And I was, get her, bitch. Get her ass. Who, this reunion moment lives up, like Andy says, to the outing of Phaedra. It was so good. It was so good. Karen and Monique for the fucking win, bitch. They came, they saw, and they motherfucking conquered, and we still got 2 more episodes, bitch. All I gotta say is who's in charge of the girls? Like Funky didn't even say, Monique and Karen are in charge of the girls, and the bitches could not take it. Could not take it. Could not motherfucking take it. Baby, Karen is Michael Jordan, Monique is Scottie Pippen, and Ashley is motherfucking Dennis Rodman, bitch. I'm here for it, bitch. I'm here for it. Baby, I gave y'all a live telecast from the reunion, bitch. Y'all wasn't ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this, Charlie. Oh Lord, this was great. This was some great television. Thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. If you're gonna ask what lip I'm wearing Artist Couture lip gloss, and it is in the shade Shameless and Strip Tease. I have Shameless around the outer, and then Strip Tease right here in the center to make my lips even more plumpy. Ooh. Love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one. Bye.